San Antonio FC finished the fight last night, won the USL Championship, beating Louisville City 3-1 at Toyota Field. The game sold out within minutes and was televised last night on ESPN2. Our soccer insider, Katie Goodman, was at last night's match. Katie, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm on cloud nine, and I can't even imagine what the players must be feeling if I'm feeling this good. God, it was such an experience. It was a first-time experience for me, being on a field with confetti and fireworks and just everybody rushing the field as soon as the whistle blew. I mean, God, it was such an experience. And then, also I happened to be down in the bunker right after the second goal and right as the third goal happened. And geez, I've never seen that stadium so lit and so chaotic, but like the good kind of chaos.
The fans showed up, man. I wasn't able to go to the game. I was watching on ESPN2, but I was nervous. But I kept looking at the stands going, man, they are bringing it. They were shivering. It was 48, 50 degrees out there. It was dark, no sun, and they enjoyed it. But it was great to see San Antonio FC bring a championship back to the Alamo City. We get excited about the Spurs because they won 5 rings, but now we've got a soccer title. That's a big deal for the soccer community here in San Antonio.
Huge deal. And, you talk about 5 titles. They've walked away with 5 trophies in 1 year between like winning this championship, winning Copa Tejas, Copa Shield. Like they've done so many. I know I'm missing a couple trophies there, but that's because the list is so long. I'm blanking on it, but man, they've really done so much. And also just going back to the weather note, I feel like that's how you can make a case for soccer in San Antonio, is when San Antonio shows out by the masses when it's below 50 degrees. Like that's how they actually love the sport, because San Antonio does not leave their house when it's cold or when it's raining, and it was all kinds of conditions last night. So yeah, but it's different also when you're in the stadium. You're kind of elbow to elbow with people, everybody's yelling, so it's not as cold as it sounds. But just so many incredible things. Another year of just first time having a home game, first time having a home final game, first time winning a final, first time taking home 5 trophies at once, first time in league history that the number 1 seed has won the USL championship.
Wow.
That's huge.
Now, here's the thing.
Great.
At last night's match, watching this game, 3 minutes in, there's a penalty kick. And I'm thinking to myself, freebie, we're up 1-0. The goalie bit the wrong way. Wide open net. And homeboy missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, okay, one bad thing. But then there was a shot about 4 or 5 minutes later that went off the bar. And then another shot that kind of another header that went over the net. And it was like, oh my God, San Antonio FC has so many opportunities to actually take the lead. But 45 minutes into the match, it's still 0-0. And
right.
since you are a former athlete and you've played soccer professionally, what's it like being in a situation where we're dominating them, dominating the opponent, but we have nothing to show for it on the scoreboard?
It's frustrating. And I think, when you talk about this team and how they're the mentality monsters, it's for a reason. And even Coach Marcina said this after the match. He talked about how proud he was of his guys to not only, start the match off missing a huge PK, a ball hit the post, balls rolling through the 5-yard line, multiple opportunities missed, but they kept going anyway. And that's why this team has been so consistent. There's so much heart and passion in this team, and it's not something you see often. And you can just see it in their faces in interviews before, after games. You can feel it, even in the stands, you can feel it. And I watched a lot of teams, both at MLS and USL level, and I feel like San Antonio FC is just a different beast. They bring something to the table that is unlike anything I've really seen before, and they're able to do it consistently. Another thing they said going into it was that, they treat every game like it's a playoff or like it's a final, like it's their last. And you've seen that in their record, and you see that consistency. And, going into this, I was really worried for them that even though with all this talk that there'd be too many nerves, and then when Mitch missed that PK, I just thought, oh no, I've been there before. The nerves are so real and such a huge moment. And you could tell he was going for that lower 90. He was trying to give a driven ball into the lower 90, but he definitely overcorrected a bit, and it just happens. It happens. And the important part was that his team backed him up, that they came in, that they kept going. And I really think Patino getting that PK right before the half was everything. That was the momentum shift, the game changer. That was, I'm not going to say the nail in coffin because that was the third goal, but I think for the mentality of SAFC, that was exactly what they needed going into the second half.
There was one goal by San Antonio FC that was remarkable, and the guy didn't even get an assist, didn't get the goal, but I forgot the player's name that dribbled the ball up the field, and it was just, I don't want to even say it was textbook. I mean, it looked like a soccer version of Allen Iverson out there, just dribbling his way through and getting the ball upfield was absolutely remarkable. They put on a show, and when they went up 3-0, it was so funny taking a look at the faces of the players. They knew, like, it's over. Like at this point, we're making plans to celebrate at this point. They did give up a goal late, but it didn't really matter at that point.
Yeah, the stadium went completely silent. It was just kind of like a whoop moment more than anything, more than a concern. It was like, we're just going to pretend we didn't see that one happen.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, when you look at the stats, right, Louisville has outpossessed SAFC, but it's because they have so many guys on their team that can go 1v1 really well, and they can take it up the field, they can dribble, they know how to find the space, they're physical. And so with these teams like Louisville who are so possession based, they struggle against teams like SAFC because they don't know how to break them down, and they don't have any breathing room. And that's what they do so well. They're just like this little compact, like bulldog unit, that's like kind of the identity I feel with them, is like just like bulldog grunts, and they just get in there and they just make it happen. But then also in the attacking third, beautiful stuff. I mean, beautiful set piece for them. And that was another thing. Louisville going into this was the team who had the most goals off of set pieces, but ended up being SAFC, who scored off of 2 set pieces, And so I had asked coach about that, and he said, we've got a plan. We'll be all right. And I was a little worried he was too nonchalant about it. I was worried for them going into this game that they had too much confidence, but I was proven wrong big time. And they just did so good on so many levels from start to finish. They dominated.
Talking to Katie Goodman, our soccer insider. Before we let you go, a couple of things real fast. Jordan Farr did a post-game interview on ESPN2 talking about how much he loved playing in the city of San Antonio, and that he really enjoyed the fan base that was going out there, over 8,000 strong. They were loud, they were proud out there. Why don't you talk about that? And also, one last thing, how are the Spurs and Sports Entertainment going to honor this team? They've got to do something for them at the Spurs game, something. We need as a city to celebrate this team.
I really hope so. The mayor was there, so I think he can really make a case for anything if Ron gets involved. But you have fans all over Twitter saying, we want to know when the parade is. We want to know when the celebration is, because they deserve it just as much as the NBA Spurs, right? So, both Jordan Farr and Mitch Tainer both have said incredible things about the fans. They've said they're really intelligent, that they know how to watch the game. They know when to cheer. They know exactly what to do in different points of the game. And that's why it was so critical to have this playoff game, at the whole playoff run at home. I really think the fans played a huge role in this. And not only that, San Antonio fans are diehard. It's not like in another city where there's a ton of competition with other sports. It's the Spurs who also own SSNE. There's so much shared content going on. And I feel like a lot of those Spurs have translated over to San Antonio FC. And you can just see like the diehard nature, the screaming throughout the entire game. Like, I don't think I could even do that. I might have an asthma attack, or just like lose energy altogether. But there are people out there who do that. They drums, the Crocketeers out there every single game, including this one, and just constantly cheering them on and making things happen. So yeah, it's an incredible community, and everybody sees it. So I really hope there's a celebration for sure.
Congratulations to San Antonio FC. Congratulations to the Crocketeers for cheering them on the entire season. World Cup begins next Monday. By the way, I just noticed that the first 3 games that Team USA has happen during halftime with Mike Jimenez. 1 o'clock kickoffs.
Yeah.
Yes. So that'll be going.
Mike, we need to get out a bar somewhere and do a live show. Come on. You got to help me.
I'm trying.
It'll be so much fun.
I am trying.
That, Wednesday's coming up with R&R too. I'm going to be pretty involved in that. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be all over it.
Yeah. The Crocketeers released a statement earlier today saying that the viewing party is going to be over at Smoke Barbecue downtown. So that is a very, very nice place. Good place to watch a game. But that is Katie Goodman, our soccer insider. San Antonio FC, your USL champs. Thanks for being on.
Yeah.